This is an R Media podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Luxaflex, transforming homes with beautiful, functional window coverings designed to change your life and lifestyle. Today's podcast episode has been styled by Oz Design, a company with over 45 years' experience in showcasing style. Avoid sleeping with your feet facing the door.
So that's known as the coffin position,
Ooh.
which sounds very ominous and scary.
It does.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to die in that position.
Okay, that's a relief.
Decluttering is number one. Clutter is public enemy number one of Feng Shui.
Yeah.
So we want to create that flow and seamless energy flowing throughout the home. So clutter creates obstacles and worry, and it stops new opportunities from entering your life.
Welcome back to The Edit, the show about your style and your sanctuary, where we step inside the homes and habits and headspaces of the people who help us live better. And who doesn't want more of that? Today, we're talking energy, and I need it right now with my little 5-year-old starting school. Also, abundance and what your floor plan might secretly be saying about you. I love our guest today, Jane Langof. She is a Feng Shui master and she's the author of Feng Shui, A Homeowner's Guide to Abundance. So she's teaching us about Feng Shui, not just for the house, but how to Feng Shui your life. Jane's going to help us bust some myths. We're going to look at a few TikTok trends, and we're also going to tackle one of my favorite Feng Shui horror stories. What if your front door opens straight onto a toilet? Well, you're basically flushing your wealth away. So if you've ever wondered why you feel broke every time you walk past the loo, this episode might explain a lot. We're going to unpack what that actually means and the best time to call in a Feng Shui consultant. Also, the simple shifts that you can make right now to change the energy of your home without buying a single crystal lion. Let's dive right in. Welcome to The Edit, Jane. It's so great to have you here. We are all about the energy at the moment, and you bring good vibes, I got to say.
Well, I'm wildly excited to be here, Elle, got to say.
Because you are a Feng Shui expert.
Yes.
How do you say it?
So there are different ways that you can say it that are correct. So
Yeah.
there's Feng Shui, Feng Shui, Feng Shui, Feng Shui. I say Feng Shui,
Yeah.
but an easy way to remember it is Feng Shui, like it's a fun way to work with Jane.
Oh, I like that. I like anything that's a bit of fun.
Yeah, that's right.
So I have to admit, I'm not really experienced in Feng Shui.
Not many people are.
And I have so many questions. So to my mind, it, at a very base level, is around furniture placement and how it impacts the energy in your home. But can you tell us a bit more? What is it?
At its basic level, Feng Shui is about your relationship with your environment and your surroundings,
Yep.
and how the energy in your surroundings can impact you on a mental, physical and spiritual level.
Wow.
So it's like the relationship between humans and their environment.
Okay. So while we go into how colour palettes make you feel from a decorative position, you really take it further.
There really is crossover
Yeah.
between that and Feng Shui, and Feng Shui should really be aligned with good design.
Yes.
Quite often it's not. So you'll see a lot of stuff on the internet, TikTok, that's all about, put this tacky lucky object here or there. And really that's not true Feng Shui.
No.
So it's really about energy flow and
So-
getting the energy flow right in your home.
You're an author.
Yes.
So people can absolutely access all your expertise, but you go into people's homes and you consult with businesses. What sort of things do people ask you in for?
Well, I work with homeowners when they're building or renovating, because we want to make sure that we're getting the energy of the home right at the first principles stage, while
Yeah.
things are still lines on a page before walls are up, and it becomes a very expensive exercise to make changes. I often get calls from real estate agents saying, Jane, we're having trouble selling a particular home.
Really?
We've got this feedback from the market that there are some Feng Shui problems. Can you come and help? And quite often it's something that's very fundamental, like the front door in direct alignment with the stairs. And that's not something you can easily change.
No, because I think a lot of houses, particularly if you look at the Victorian period, those terrace houses, you open onto a staircase.
Yes, that's right.
What do you do?
So there are ways that you can help. So the idea is you want a meandering energy flow throughout the home.
Okay.
So when you've got the stairs in direct alignment with the door, or you've got the back door in direct alignment with the door, which is another feng shui issue, we want to slow that energy flow down.
Okay.
So when we've got the stairs in direct alignment with the door, you could have something like a beautiful rug on the bottom of the on the landing. You could have a lovely chandelier, a round chandelier or a pendant light that helps to circulate that energy flow. And then if you've got the front door in direct alignment with the back door, you can have artwork that goes along the hallway, a runner rug. There are lots of different solutions that you can use to slow that energy flow down.
So I'm picking up curves, circles, softness, flow. Is that...
Something that adds interest, and focal points are also a really good thing.
Okay.
So at the entrance, you want to have a focal point that when you enter the home, you can see something that helps to draw that energy in.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to bounce it out again like with a mirror. We don't want to have a mirror directly opposite the door. We want to welcome and draw in that energy.
Well, mirrors are a hot topic at the moment.
They are a hot topic.
I see on TikTok, Gen Z are all about the mirror placement. Are there guidelines around this?
Yeah, there are. So mirrors are quite complicated from a feng shui point of view because they draw energy in and they also bounce it out.
Okay.
So if at an entrance, the ideal is if you do need to have a mirror there, having it at the side is much better than having it opposite the door.
Okay.
If you do have to have it opposite the door, some people have built-in mirrors. They're kind of built into the walls and they can't change them, especially if they're living in a rented property. Then what I suggest you do there is to get some sort of plant or something in front of it so that when you walk into the space, your vision of yourself is obscured. Because if you think about walking into a space and you're immediately facing a mirror, then you're bringing that sort of, if you've got a bad hair day, you're feeling a bit yuck about it. You're bringing that energy into the space. And so we want to avoid that. It's all about creating that welcoming environment that draws you in, and it's all about the home and the interior, and that you feel, as good as possible when you walk in.
I can't wait to tell my mum. She's got a mirror right where you open the door.
Yeah. So if you've got a console table or something in front of it, then you could put a lovely plant or some flowers.
But ideally, what should my mum swap? Should she put an artwork there?
Artwork.
Okay.
Beautiful artwork. And so ideally we want to have an artwork that is appealing to the occupants of the home. So if you like it but your husband hates it, it's not so good. Like it's better if we can have something where both of you either love, like, or are neutral about. So if one loves it and the others are neutral about it, that's better than one person not liking it.
So do you ever have scenarios where you're consulting and a couple disagrees? Because I hadn't even thought of that, because so many people have different tastes. How do you combine it?
All the time. And quite often couples will call me when they've got different taste in things and they can't decide on something, and I'm like the referee that figures out which one they need, which path they need to go down, and they accept my decision. So,
and are you always looking back to the feng shui elements?
Yeah, that's right.
Or you're not just going, oh, actually, that's really ugly. I agree. You should get rid of that.
Well, that's part of it too, because if it's really ugly and it brings people walk into the space and think, yuck, then that's bringing a bad vibe into your home.
That's the worst. You don't want someone to come into your home and go, oh, yuck.
Exactly.
Can you think of any specific horror stories where there was a real clash with a couple?
Yeah, so there was a husband and wife who were trying to decide on their kitchen layout and whether they have the kitchen in one particular part of the house or another.
Yeah.
And they brought me in to give them the feng shui advice on which place they should put their kitchen.
Yeah.
I went along with what the lady of the house wanted.
Yes.
Yeah, but the husband was okay with that because he'd been...
What made him come around?
Because he had been given the feng shui approval.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Tell me about your own home, because I know you bought a gorgeous Art Deco. Would it be rude to say a wreck?
It wasn't a gorgeous Art Deco. It was a 1950s.
Oh, was it?
Behemoth that was like built like Alcatraz and looked like a bit of a block of units. And so when I brought my family in to say, look at what we bought, they were looking at it and thinking,
Did they
oh
say
my
yuck?
goodness. They did say yuck. And there was a lot of silence. And what are you doing? But I could see the potential.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Art Deco homes in the street.
Okay.
And there were some Art Deco elements within the house.
Yeah.
And so I could see that there was potential to bring that the Art Deco curves and that influence to the design.
Okay.
So I worked with the architect and we created these beautiful curves on the home and completely remodeled it because it was built for 1950s living and we really needed to bring it up to the current era.
So what sorts of decisions did you make in terms of layout? What is good layout Feng Shui?
Yeah, so I didn't want to have the front door in direct alignment with the back door.
Yeah.
And the way it was, the front door would have been in that way if we knocked out the kitchen and extended. So what I did was I moved the door to the side. So that allowed us to have a different view down the street and gave us a beautiful patio area that looks amazing. You can still see the door from the street because of the way the house is orientated on the block, but it just made us avoid that front and back door alignment. Yeah. And we also created that meandering flow throughout the home. The other thing I did was there are a lot of add-ons in the house. So the front garage was turned into a room, into a bedroom, and the terrace above was turned into another bedroom. And it was very long and skinny. And the garage below that was turned into the bedroom had steps down and people were tripping down them. So we wanted to create that seamless sort of flow to have the same floor level throughout the
everything.
home.
How long have you been in there now?
Since 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, it took us a few years to renovate and we lived in it for a few years, and I think it's really important that if you are renovating, it's a good idea to live in it for a while so that you can really get a feel for how the space feels with where the path of the sun and all of that sort of thing to see how that impacts you rather than just jumping straight into it. Because what we found was in the kitchen, it was very glary. It was facing northwest, so we changed the orientation of the kitchen, put a pergola over that area so that we were able to reduce that exposure to that hot northwest sun into the living spaces, but still had a lot of light because we put some beautiful skylights
I love a skylight.
Well, skylights, that's an interesting topic because there are a lot of skylights put in homes, but they should not be put in bedrooms.
Really?
Yes.
And why is that?
Because it sucks energy up and out. And we want the bedroom energy to be mostly contained. Okay. So we need containment in a bedroom, a peaceful environment that nurtures and helps people to just really relax. And so the energy that you've got from a skylight is quite yang, active, and we want to create a very yin environment, yin, peaceful, inactive environment in a bedroom.
Active. Okay, that makes complete sense. I had never thought about that.
It sounds very romantic to be laying in bed and looking up at the moon and seeing the stars, but it's actually quite disruptive. And I've been to people's homes before where they've told me that they're not able to sleep because of that. So really you need to have some sort of proper covering over it so that you can close at night. But generally speaking, best to avoid in a bedroom.
But it's okay elsewhere?
Depending on where it is, yeah. If you've got it in the right spot and it's capturing the right light and it's not creating glare in the home, it's fine.
So I mentioned before about Gen Z and TikTok and mirror placement. So I have got TikTok up on my phone and I thought maybe you could bust a few myths for us.
Let's go.
So here we go. We've got placing your bed under a window.
It's not ideal. The ideal placement for the bed is up against a solid wall without a window in the space that's diagonally opposite the door because that's the area where energy is most contained. But up against a solid wall, not on a diagonal. We don't want to put the bed on a diagonal. Up against but some people do that. Not ideal to have the window because the energy escapes. Now, if you do have to have your bed against a window, which people do because they can be constricted with the placement of walk-in robes or doors to en-suites and so forth, then have some solid curtains and a solid headboard. Something like an upholstered headboard is really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Create a barrier.
Create a barrier. Create a buffer.
A buffer. I like that. Buffer. Yeah. So next, I love this one, leaving the toilet lid open.
Well, the toilet doesn't look very nice when it's open.
No, it just doesn't.
It's not going to flush your money away if you leave the toilet bowl open.
Yeah.
But I do suggest that you close it. It's a nicer, more streamlined look.
I agree with you.
So yes, it doesn't bring great energy to have the toilet open. So let's keep it closed.
Yeah.
But all that stuff about you're flushing your money away, I call that Feng Shui.
How appropriate.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it.
Especially for the toilet.
So we're keeping the lid down because it's polite.
Yeah, that's right.
Next one is, I've heard this, to avoid sleeping with your feet facing the door.
So that's known as the coffin position,
Ooh.
which sounds very ominous and scary.
It does.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to die in that position.
Okay, that's a relief.
So the issue with that is that the energy is rushing straight towards the bed.
Yeah.
Okay. So we need to, again, create some sort of buffer to stop that energy flow. So what we can do is close the door while we sleep at night.
Okay.
That's the number one recommendation. Move the bed if you can.
Yeah.
If you can. And you've got a better spot for it is even better. Or have something like a ottoman or a rug just to slow that energy flow down.
So again, the buffer and the softness.
Yeah.
But
ideally we want to have the beds not aligned with doors.
Right.
So not aligned with the bedroom door and not aligned with the bathroom door if possible.
How about wardrobes?
Wardrobes are not so bad.
Okay.
But with the wardrobes, I prefer wardrobes that close rather than are all open where you can see the mess.
Yeah.
Unless
Again,
you've got a
it's
butler
messy.
working for you 24 hours a day, it's not going to look so good, is it? And then
Certainly not in my house.
you see the chaos and then it brings that negative vibe to your space.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's nothing worse.
Yeah.
Nothing worse. So mirrors. We're talking about mirrors. This one is don't place a mirror across from your bed.
Yes.
Why would you want to do that anyway?
Well, people have mirrored wardrobes.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so mirrors directly reflecting the bed are said to amplify unresolved issues between couples.
Really?
Yes.
So what can you do to stop that if you can't move your wardrobe?
Well, some people like to hang a curtain above their wardrobe, so they'll hang a sheer curtain, which can look quite nice.
Yeah, definitely.
I've even seen some people wallpaper or cover it.
Yep.
It could be a bit dodge. I don't know.
DIY, risky.
Yeah, it is. Or some sort of frosting filming.
Yeah.
Or just replacing the wardrobe doors.
Yeah.
But ideally, it's best not to have the mirrors directly facing the bed if you can.
We've spoken about this one. Don't block your front door. So we've touched on that a little bit with the mirror.
Yes. So the front door is known as your gateway to wealth. It's where you welcome.
Talk to me. I need a bit of this.
It's where you welcome all of the beautiful, positive wealth energy into your home.
Yeah.
It's the mouth of chi. It's known as the mouth of chi. So we want to make sure it's clear of obstructions.
Okay.
We don't want to be falling over old rusty bikes
Yeah.
or having overgrown, foliage from trees blocking your path.
Okay.
We want to make sure that there's a clear path to your front door and that we can see where to go.
Lovely.
Yeah, so we don't want to be falling over old shoes and things like that either. So keep the front door area as clean and clutter-free as possible to avoid those obstacles.
Done. Going home to tidy up this afternoon. Bring on the wealth.
Yes.
This one I'm guilty of. Don't work and eat in bed.
Yeah.
Is that really bad?
Yeah.
Oh.
So location has energy and time has memory.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that where you're working is different to where you're eating. So some people don't have a designated study room or a study desk and they need to work at their dining room, for example.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but sit at a different spot to where you eat.
Okay. Don't work and sleep where you eat. And vice
That's
versa.
right.
And another thing I'm guilty of, keep your tech out of the bedroom.
Yes, that's ideal. Some people even sleep with their phones under their pillows and that's not great. So we want to make sure that we have low electromagnetic fields and electrical fields around us when we sleep because that's all energy.
Yeah.
Electromagnetic fields in particular are an issue with people who have homes where they've got the meter box on the other side of the bedhead wall.
Oh.
And that's the case with a lot of older homes.
Yeah.
So that can create problems with sleep, quality of sleep and health.
Yeah.
And so I've seen multiple clients who've told me that they can't sleep properly and then we find out what's on the other side of your bedhead wall. It's the meter box or it's the fridge, or it's even a fish tank.
Yeah.
Because some of those sort of fluorescent lighting has high electromagnetic fields. So you have to be careful about what's going on in that wall behind your bedhead.
So I have to ask, how do you wake up in the morning then? Because I use a phone alarm. What do you do?
Well, you can put the phone on the other side of the room.
Okay.
And you can switch it to flight mode.
Oh, good one.
Yeah, that will help. That at least helps to reduce the amount of zapping that's going on. And the further away you have it from you, the distance reduces exponentially the exposure.
And if it's on the other side of the room, it forces you to get out of bed.
That's right.
You have to turn your alarm off.
Exactly.
So, Jane, I'm going to be a bit cheeky and ask you, are there any un-feng shuied areas in your home?
Well, yes. And it doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes it does. Sometimes my house is a mess. I live like a normal mum, a normal working mum, and my kids are oinkers. They're little pigs, and they make big messes in their rooms and the bathroom. And so I'm constantly having to be on top of it to make sure that they clean up.
And so how often would you go through to give the
directives? To give the directives to clean? Just about every day I'll walk in and see, the plant's half dead and they haven't watered it, because I don't like walking into their bathroom. It's got a beautiful hanging plant, but I don't like walking in there because it just does my head in. So
messes with your energy.
It really does. So days when I do peek in and I see that the plant's half dead, it's like, who hasn't watered the plant?
And you're in a bathroom. It's not like it's far to go to get the water.
I know. Exactly. But you know what? That's the state of kids' minds, teenagers and children. They're in a state of flux, especially teenagers. They're in a state of flux, and that is absolutely reflected in their surroundings. So it's perfectly normal to have a messy teenager. Sometimes you have to let them go a little bit, but I don't give them much more than a day or two, because otherwise it's out of control and I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to have that in my home. I'll tell you something though. When I was a kid, I had a floor drobe and my room was a disaster zone. So I'm not naturally a fastidiously tidy person.
Yeah.
I need systems.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was a teenager, it was a mess. And my mother took a photo of it one day and she said, when you have your own kids, I'm going to show this photo to them.
Has she?
She did. But you know what? I said to her, well, that was your problem because you let me have the floor drobe.
All about the parenting.
That's right.
Blame the parents.
And I don't let them do it. So there you go.
Jane has the best mystery drawer surprise. Well, actually, she's got two, so we'll be back in a bit. Oz Design is all about making your home look good and feel even better. This season's collection brings together natural textures, warm timbers, and clean, modern lines. The kind of timeless style that fits any space. Each piece is made to last and easy to mix and match, whether you're giving one room a refresh or styling your whole home. It's thoughtful design that feels relaxed but still refined. Check out the collection online or head in store today. We have a segment called the Mystery Drawer.
Yes.
And I know that you have brought in some items from your mystery drawer. So we like to nosy around other people's homes. We've all got that drawer or room in our houses where it just accumulates stuff.
Yeah.
But what item of stuff have you brought in today?
Well, I've got two fun items.
Oh, good. I can't wait.
One of them is a ribbon that I won for an international karaoke championship. Because, Asians love to sing.
Oh, absolutely.
And,
what's your karaoke song?
Oh, it's something to do, some ABBA song, like Dancing
it's got to
Queen.
Be. It's got to be.
ABBA. Yeah.
Can I have a look at that? That is so good.
So I won that in Malaysia when I after speaking at a Feng Shui conference. We had
This is great. IFSC Got Talent.
Yeah, that's the International Feng Shui Association.
That is so good. Where does this live at home?
That lives
on
in the
wall.
pool room. It lives in the pool room.
In the pool room. That's brilliant.
Hanging up on the wall so I never forget that I'm a karaoke champ.
You are a winner. What else have you got?
The other thing that I've got here, it's a netball. So I started, am I going to throw it to you?
Oh my God, I might not catch it.
Yes.
I did close my eyes then. That's worrying.
So I started playing netball as a 40-year-old.
Did you?
I played no sport when I was a kid at all. It was all about academics and music when I was a kid, coming from my background. And so I used to look at the girls, the Aussie girls in the playground playing netball and thinking, I wish I could do that too. But I couldn't catch, I couldn't throw, and I was a very slow runner because I grew up as an only child, and there was no one to kind of do that with me. I was living in a place where there weren't kids my own age.
Yeah.
And so as a kid, I was thinking, if I have daughters, as soon as they're old enough, they are going to play netball. They're going to learn it.
And do they?
They do. And so I enrolled them into netball when they were about 5.
Yeah.
And then what I found was that there was a time when in the netball game, they needed some parents to make up a team. And I'd started to pick up on some of the rules. And then,
did you think, this is my chance?
Yeah, it was my chance. So I got on the court and I started hogging the balls. I started hogging the ball. It was from the kids who were like 10 years old. And so I was hogging the ball from them. And then I decided, okay, it's now time for me to actually join a team. So I'd never played it before, and I rang up all these different places and I managed to find a team that would take me on as a beginner.
I just love that.
And it was really hard and awful at the start.
But
I pushed through because I knew I wanted to do it, and I thought, you know what, one day I want to play netball with my girls. And so I got on that court, and it seems a lot easier watching the game than it is actually playing it.
Yeah.
People were kind of not throwing the ball to me.
Oh, what a shame.
And so I thought, right, I need to get better at this. So what I did was I joined 3 comps.
Did you?
So I started playing 3 times a week because I knew that the other women that were on the court had played since they were 10 years old or 5 years old or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And they had so many more years of experience than me. Yeah. So I thought, I need to get my experience. I need to get the reps up. So that's what I did. And then I hired a coach who was
You were really committed to this.
I hired a coach who was the captain of the Swifts.
You're a woman with a plan.
I had a plan. And so over the years, I became a better player.
Yeah.
And now
I can see why.
Now I can actually shoot. So then I thought I need to shoot now. So being a 5'3" tall woman, which is not exactly netball star material, I thought I could run, but I thought I need to get another skill set. So I started learning to shoot. And then practicing 100 a day.
Fantastic. Talk to me about the vulnerability around learning, because I think especially being 40, you think I'm accomplished, I can do all these wonderful things. It's quite something to go back to being a beginner again.
Oh, yeah. It's very humbling.
And being open about it, especially in front of the whole team of netballers.
Yeah, that's right.
What did that feel like?
Well, it brought back memories of the school days.
Yeah.
But I knew I had a goal, and I knew that I could become a decent player just with the practice. So
right coach from the Swift.
That's right. And I could see that everybody was having so much fun, and I loved it. And it's quite meditative, I find.
Yeah.
So it really takes your mind off, and working within a team was really great. And I met so many beautiful people, so many great women who I would not have normally met in my day-to-day life.
And do you think this also comes back to Feng Shui? Because we were talking before about it's not just the home, you can Feng Shui your life.
Absolutely. And the Feng Shui lifestyle is something that I talk about a lot.
Yeah.
And it's about creating an environment that brings positive energy to you. So it's not just about your surroundings and your home, but it's also about the energy that you bring into your life through the people that you hang around, the practices and habits that you've got.
Yeah.
For example, I will do gratitude journaling.
Yeah.
I have affirmations that I practice every day, and meditation. I think meditation has been a game changer for me, and it's helped me to become a calmer person.
Definitely.
Better mum.
Yes, that's true.
I don't scream like a banshee as much as I used to since I started meditating.
I love that. Are you a big manifester?
I am a manifester.
Have you always been, or is this something that came later on?
I think it started from when I was a kid, because when I was about 16 at school, a girlfriend and I, we wrote down all of the traits that we wanted in our future husband.
Oh, yeah.
And I wrote down I had a big list. And my current husband, well, my only husband. Shouldn't say that.
Your first husband.
He ticks all those boxes.
That is fantastic. Do you know,
Yeah.
I did the same. I think so many girls and women do this. But I think it's a good idea. And it's not necessarily superficial, but it's to
No.
get straight. Here is what I would like for my life
Exactly.
in a person and what I can give them.
And what I've found is that through these practices, also exercise as well is another thing that changes your energetic state.
Yeah.
So through all of these practices that elevate your energetic state,
Yeah.
you raise your frequency, which allows you to then attract those opportunities and people into your life that can help you to get to where you need to be.
I am so into this and I can't wait to read your book. And for anyone who is listening who also wants to know more, we're going to link the book. We're going to give you all the details and make sure that everyone can access all they need to know about Feng Shui.
Fantastic.
So for any people listening who want to Feng Shui their own lives, what are some simple things that they could start doing, whether it's in the home or to do it themselves? Where do you recommend people start?
I think movement of qi within your body is so important. And so for me, exercise is the first place to start. And then following on from that, I think working on mindset, or in tandem with that, I think working on mindset.
Yeah.
So thinking about the influences around you, like do you listen to trashy news or watch shows that are not very conducive to a positive feeling?
Yeah.
Think about listening to inspiring audiobooks
Yeah.
or podcasts that are uplifting, like this one.
Like this one.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's important to, even on social media, to edit who you follow.
Absolutely.
To really, even if it's just once a year, go through and just get rid of any accounts that aren't feeding your energy in the right way.
That's right. And then think about the people who you are spending time with as well,
Yeah.
and whether they are uplifting for you or not, and whether you need to create some limits or boundaries, and whether you need to explore new circles. And there
Yeah.
are so many groups, there are sports, there are so many ways that you can actually make friends.
Yep. What about in the home? What are some simple things that people could do to just boost the, do we call it energy?
Yes.
In their life, in their home?
Decluttering is number one.
Ah, yeah.
So
my favorite.
Yeah, so clutter is public enemy number one of Feng Shui.
Yeah.
So we want to create that flow and seamless energy flowing throughout the home. So clutter creates obstacles and worry, and it stops new opportunities from entering your life. So with clutter clearing, start small, one drawer at a time. I recommend that people start in their bedrooms. The side tables will have the biggest bang for your buck. Anything that's around and under your bed is great, because you're spending so much time in your bed, sleeping and absorbing the energy around you. The bedroom, and then number two, go to the entrance, because that's where you walk into the home, you're setting the tone for your energy within the space. So make sure that the entrance is as welcoming as possible.
I love that. Start in the bedroom, the bedside tables. Oh, mine's full of so much crap. I should really sort that out this weekend. Might sleep better. And then through to the front door and the entrance. Fantastic.
Do you know that even when you clear your bedside tables, it can even have a positive impact on your libido?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, look out, husband. Oh, well, you heard it here first. Now, a little bit of a gear change.
Yeah.
We have a listener dilemma that someone has written in, and I think it is perfect for you to answer, Jane. I think Feng Shui can really help here. So this is from May in Ultimo, and she writes in, "Hi, Home Beautiful. Okay, this may sound weird, but we moved into a new house, and I know the previous couple left as it had ended in a messy divorce, the estate agent told us. So the house was quite chaotic when we got it. We've painted, we've reorganized, but sometimes I get paranoid that there's bad energy and I should do something. Maybe I'm being oversensitive, but can you give me some options to help improve the positive energy flow of my house, please? Thanks, May."
Yes. Well, I do come across the divorce house,
Really?
or places where the occupants have experienced the same sorts of problems or issues. And quite often that you can trace that back to some sort of Feng Shui problem.
Wow.
So every home has a unique map of energy
Yeah.
based on its location, on the specific orientation of the home, the
Yeah.
date that it was constructed,
Mm-hmm.
and that will tell me where the positive and negative energy sectors are. So we need to look at that. Okay, this is a bit complex. So what you can do in that instance is to clear that energy out is you can sage the home.
Yes.
Have you heard of saging?
I have. I've done it myself. I have a whole other story I could tell you.
Yeah. So that's where you buy a grandfather sage or white sage
Yeah.
and you light it up and you basically smoke every room of the home
Yeah.
with all the doors and windows closed, and then you open it up to allow the energy to escape.
Okay. So you turn off the smoke alarms?
Turn off the smoke alarms.
Temporarily.
Yeah, that's right. And then, but do it in the morning when it's a sunny day, when it's a clear day,
Yeah.
and when there's a little bit of breeze, so that the smoke will actually leave the home, so it doesn't all become stagnant and you end up sleeping into it. So yeah, the idea is we want to create that fresh energy because the walls and the floor and all of the things around a home actually sucks in energy of the occupants.
Yes.
It absorbs the energy of the occupants.
It really does. And, it works. I can tell. Well, I will tell you the story.
Yeah.
We bought a townhouse off the plan and there were parts of the home that had really heavy, heavy energy in it. And there were some woo-woo things happening in the house. And this will maybe expose a side of me that people don't know. But electrical things, and we had electricians come through. We had pest control, got everything checked out. And in the end, someone said, why don't you get a medium to come over?
Yes.
And we did, thinking, okay, open-minded, we just want to get this fixed. And she said, I don't want you to be alarmed. This is not a bad thing, but I feel a lot of death here. Do you know what this house used to be, this land? It used to be a nursing home. And right where our townhouse was the entrance where people would come and go, sadly.
Right.
So she said, there's a lot of love here, but there's also a lot of heaviness. So she gave us some things to do, including saging the house, which we did. And I have to tell you, the energy lifted.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
So if you've got spirits in the home, because I do deal with this, and I work with a spirit medium as well when I've got clients who've got problems with spirits in their homes. The sage actually anesthetizes the spirit.
Is that what
so
it
that's
does?
why it felt like the energy cleared.
Okay.
But you still need the medium to expunge the spirit and to send it off into the light where it belongs, because it's no good to have a spirit that's earthbound or stuck.
Well, no, exactly. And they're not contributing to the mortgage, so...
No, that's right. And sometimes they can be a bit dodgy.
Yeah, exactly. We don't need that.
No.
That's not good energy.
That's right.
All right, Jane, you have totally inspired me. I feel re-energized to go and actually clear the energy in my home. That bedside table is a focus. But first, before we wrap up, I've got some quick-fire questions for you.
Great, let's do it.
Let's get them out. Okay. Number 1, first word that comes to mind when I say home.
Family.
Oh. Chaotic kitchen drawer you'd never show on Instagram. Yes or no? Do you have one?
No.
One thing you always have fresh in the house. Is it flowers, fruit, or something else?
Fruit.
Me too. The biggest decor regret of your life, and what was it?
I don't really have a biggest decor regret, because if there's something that I don't like, I just toss it out.
Brilliant. I love it. What an approach. Who knew? So next up we have, I like this one. If your home had a soundtrack, what song would be on repeat?
I'm Too Sexy.
Now there's a motivational song. Candles, always lit, only for guests, or migraine territory?
Candles are an interesting one because I don't like scented candles.
Oh, talk to me.
Scented candles, if they're made from that chemicals and fake perfume.
Yes.
They have to be natural, all natural.
Yeah.
Something like 100% essential oil. So I would prefer an oil diffuser to a candle.
Favorite spot in your house to hide from the kids for 5 minutes?
Formal living room.
Formal living room. So you've got a good room.
I've got a great room that has doors that can close.
Oh. Is that okay in Feng Shui?
Yeah, it's great because we want a balance of openness and enclosure.
Okay. Next is one thing you splurge on at home and one thing you always save on.
Flowers. I always splurge on flowers.
Yeah.
What do I save on? Getting the pool cleaned by a pool boy. Just send my husband off to do it instead.
He can be the pool boy. If you could fix one feng shui crime in every Australian home, what would it be?
It would be clutter.
Yeah, I think that is spot on. Most people, if not all people, have clutter. And the last thing is the last thing you did at home that was gloriously un-feng shui.
Threw all of my dirty laundry on the floor and didn't clean it up for 2 weeks.
You're reliving your wardrobe era.
Yeah.
Jane, that is brilliant. I love to hear that you are human just like the rest of us.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been so exciting to be here, Elle. Thank you so much.
Jane, thank you. I feel like we've just done a mini energy audit of our lives, not just our living rooms. So if you want to dive deeper into the Feng Shui lifestyle, you can find Jane at Feng Shui Concepts and her book, Feng Shui, A Homeowner's Guide to Abundance, all linked in our show notes. And if you've got your own home dilemma, like that room that never feels right or the corner that you're low-key avoiding, email us or DM at Home Beautiful, and it might just become our next Room for Advice listener dilemma. This is The Edit. It's your style and your sanctuary. A little bit of good energy to take into the rest of your day. This episode is brought to you by Luxaflex, transforming homes with beautiful, functional window coverings designed to transform your light and lifestyle. Thank you to Oz Design for our beautiful set. Come and visit the experienced team in store and see the collection for yourself.
This is an R Media podcast.